Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. And I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? I am actually doing this podcast. I'm in the middle of a radio tour right now, and I have a 15-minute break, and I'm on my way to the fucking airport after that, and I have to buy Cleo. I got to buy her some dog food, so my wife has something to feed you. Isn't that right, buddy? Huh? All right, get out of here. Go lay down, cutie. So I got a full day, so I'm trying to knock out 15 minutes before I go back to doing the radio tour, which is why I sound like I'm already off and running, as opposed to I guess I'm never chilled or laid back. So I've been doing morning radio to hype my St. Louis and Kansas City dates that are coming up, and then also I got this Canadian tour that I'm doing, and so I just been on the fucking radio all day, and everybody's just, I thought more Canadian fucking DJs were going to bust my balls about the Bruins. I guess you can't, considering not one Canadian team is going to make the fucking playoffs, which is insane. Not one of them, Cleo. Can you believe it? Not the fucking Blue Blanc douches. Not Ottawa. Not Toronto. Not the fucking the Calgary Flames, the Edmonton Oilers, the Vancouver Canucks, or the Winnipeg Jets. I don't think that's good for hockey. I mean, it's a funny thing to bring up as an American when I go up there, and believe me, it will be brought up. No, I'm not going to rub your faces in it. How could I? My goddamn Bruins, we're a 3 seed. Now we've lost 6 of the last 7. Fucking unbelievable. Thank God for Toronto. Gotta love Toronto. Most generous fucking team out there. They're always there to pick you up off the mat, aren't they? That's the only team we beat. Fucking lost to everybody. Rangers, Panthers, San Jose, Anaheim, the Kings, and then we just fucking lost 2-1. Heartbreaker to the fucking Devils. Not like we're playing bad. I still think we're going to get in there. You know what I mean? I just want us to make the playoffs so fucking clickbait Dan Shaughnessy doesn't start writing his dumbass fucking articles about how they need to do something. It's being a coach is so fucked up because you got to deal with the Dan Shaughnessy's of the world. How unathletic does that guy look? You know what I mean? He doesn't even look like he plays chess either. He just looks like a dope. Not saying I don't, but I've never just seen it. That fucking guy should be run out of Boston. His whole fucking thing, he lives for the moment when the home team isn't doing well. That's his whole fucking thing. I never forget that when I think it was when the Red Sox won the World Series finally. He was like, I don't even know how to write this article. Of course you don't, you negative cunt. I bet if a fucking plane crashed into the stadium and killed the whole fucking home team, that article would be a breeze as you pretended to be sad. That guy drives me nuts. He should be writing for a New York newspaper. He shits on fucking Boston teams so much. So anyways, where the fuck am I? Cleo, for the love of God, are you allergic to your bed? It's all you do is itch now. Huh? Look at that face. That's stupid. My dog has such a classic pooch face. It's ridiculous. Is that what they call you, Cleo? Was that your nickname in high school? Old pooch face? Can you get over there and lay down and stop looking at me like I didn't take you out? Well, I didn't take you out. I let you down the stairs, but I also fed you. Hey! Get over there and lay down. Go on. The fucking thing doesn't even listen to me anymore. Go on. I shouldn't be yelling at my dog. My dog's a senior now. She's 8.5 years old, so she's officially a senior. So when I go and buy dog food, I gotta buy the advanced age shit, The same stuff they're feeding your fucking nana and your granddad or whatever the fuck, putting them in a fucking home. That's the worst. That's the fucking worst, man. At least according to every fucking movie or news report you see. It's just like, this is a wonderful facility. They're going to be listening to Mitch Miller the entire time they're here. All of our facilities are top-notch. They're going to be getting wonderful food. They are in great care. You can visit them whenever you want, right? And then the fucking second you drive away, You fucking put a hard hat on your grandmother and make her start doing some fucking yard work. Isn't that how it works? Trying to steal her pension? Or is this just all some Hollywood drama shit? I don't know. Like I said, so I'm going to have to tap out here and then come back in about, what the fuck is it? In like 9 minutes. I'm going to have to go back out to the fucking world of morning radio. I literally had one of these guys this morning. Cleo, get over there and lay down. You know what's weird about this dog? The thing won't shit unless I take it down the street, which is great. Is that what it is? You got to take a shit? Is that why you're staring at me? Is that what you're trying to communicate right now? Huh? Like someone who's still sound of mind but has lost the ability to speak? This is like a Metallica video. Cleo, can you stop fucking looking at me like that? I'm going to take you down the street, all right, buddy? I'm going to do it. This fucking thing is staring a hole through my head. I just left you outside for fucking 10 minutes. Why won't you go? All right. This is going to kill me. Okay. All right. Whatever. Well, I'm going to be talking to guys when my dog's taking a shit, evidently. So anyways, like these morning fucking radio guys are hilarious. They literally sit there and they go like, they'll just be talking to you. A couple of them, but like the classic guys, like Cleo, get over there and lay down. Go on. Get over there. Get over there. All right? I wish dogs understood. Just give me 5 minutes. Cleo, get the fuck over there. Lay down. I actually, you know what I think it is? I think she wants to get up on the couch with me. This is fucking hilarious. I have a pit bull, and any sound of wind freaks her the fuck out. A Sasquatch could literally come into my house and she'd be like, all right, let's fucking do this, okay? But if she hears a noise and she can't see where it's coming from, she just freaks the fuck out. Right now, I have the heat on. I think that's bugging her. And then all of a sudden, she becomes like this. She turns into like a chihuahua. You know, those dogs always look like they're fiending for something. Like, come on, man, just give me another hit, man. She starts getting that look. She starts like, she's not shaking yet, thank God. But anyways, a couple of these morning DJs with a classic, like they just like they call you up, be like, "Hey, Bill, how you doing? So and so from K, whatever, blah 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 blah." Yeah, so listen, we're going to be talking here in about a minute. Coming out of this commercial, is there any subjects you want me to hit on? Anything you want me to steer you towards? Whatever. I'm talking about blah blah blah. And he's like, all right, we'll be on right at the end of this break. And then all of a sudden it just goes like, hey, it's the wild guy. Got Bill on the phone. Bill, what's going on? You know, all of a sudden you're just like, dude, what happened to the guy I was just fucking talking to? Drive time is 8:18. If you're having a rough time, we got some laps coming your way. Coming to the local yuck fuck barn. We got Bill Burr on the line. Bill, what's been on your mind? I almost said it to the guy. I'd be like, dude, what happened to the guy I was just talking to 5 minutes ago? Other than that, the rest of them have been fine. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing here. But anyways, I'm ready to do this tour here going through Canada. And, I had those big shows last week. So I feel like I've been doing spots around town. I'm fucking ready to go. I'm going to be doing the treadmill. By the way, my home gym, the gym that I'm going to have at home, they're doing the floor. It's a 3-day process because I got the fucking, what's it called? It's called the lava finish or some shit. I know, stupid fucking name, but it looks sick, man. It's fucking, it's going to look shiny and clean. Exciting and new. Lift some weights and become a shredded, freckled cunt. He's Bill Burr. He's tired of looking like a sack of mashed potatoes. He's going to do some dips. Walk down the street shirtless and get sun poisoning. Yes, everything's coming. So today, all the gym shit is dropping off today, right? Which was so fucking funny. Of course, it's the day I'm going to leave. So it's coming UPS, and they're just like, basically, we're going to be there sometime between 3 a.m. and 12 midnight. Could you just try to be home? And of course, I'm not going to be here. So now I got to tell the lovely Nia, and I was just like, sweetie, what did you have planned tomorrow? And she's like, well, I was going to go to the show. I was like, cancel it. she got so fucking mad at me. She's like, I had all this stuff to do. It's like, it's one fucking day to have a free gym for the rest of your life. Okay, you're going to get to go out there. You're going to get to listen to your music as opposed to the gym's music. Now, I know that you can put headphones on, but everybody has those earbuds, and then you fucking jamming in your ears, and you're basically blowing out your eardrums, giving yourself tinnitus or tetanus, however the fuck you say it, because you don't want to listen to, what's that song? They always play, We Are Soul to Soul, right? It takes two to make a thing go right. You know, they play that. For some reason, gym music stopped in the early 90s. That girl is poison. They don't even play shit like that. They play, I don't want to fall in love. You know, like songs that you go, is that Bananarama? Who the fuck? I remember this song. You start thinking of the chick you were dating at the time. You start thinking about all the time. Oh, who's kidding who? The chick you wanted to date but didn't have the balls to, so you hooked up with that fucking monster who's working in customer service, right? Let's be a little more accurate here. Yeah, I don't like, I'm not into that shit. So anyway, so the poor thing's got to be home all day today, you know. With any luck. It's actually between 10:30 or 10 and 5 or some shit. So hopefully, I'm really hoping that it's gonna come early. You know what I mean? For the amount of pouting that she did about it, you know. You know what's so funny, too, is whenever somebody says they can't do something, and they go, why? What are you doing? And then they tell you what they're doing. It's like, yeah, you're not doing shit, you know, because you're so focused on what you want them to do for you. It's just like, yeah, you know, I lost my passport and somebody found it. It's like, you can do that tomorrow. Yeah, I have dialysis. I don't know if I told you I have, you know, double kidney failure, so I have to do it. If I don't do this, I'm going to die. You can't put it off for fucking 8 hours for me? I mean, come on. It's kind of going into that mode. But anyways, Jesus Christ, who the fuck I don't even want to look. Who the fuck are my Bruins playing next? This is funny. When the Bruins are winning, you know, I'm kind of paying attention, but whenever they're in trouble, that's when I fucking sit down and watch. Because I'm a real fan. I'm there during the bad times. That's half the reason why I watched so many games this year. I was just sitting there going like, well, they got rid of the whole fucking team. You know, this is going to be a tough year. So, all right, I'm going to see, I don't know, I'm a fucking nerd. Like I like watching the rebuilding of a team. So you can be there. I remember when they brought that guy up. Dude, I fucking called it. How about the fucking filthy Flyers? They own the Capitals. Hey, Capital fans, are you guys finally going to fucking push through? You East Coast San Jose Sharks. Are you ever going to make the fucking finals? Can you do that for your goddamn fans? Huh? All right, let's look up the Bruins here. Scores, news, videos, stats, standings, schedules, players. Fuck are the teams? Teams. There we go. Oh, by the way, I've been going on to that French site. I've been figuring shit out. I'm sticking with it, dude. I'm like 33 days in here. All right. Watch episode 12. During an off day in California. Who the hell is this guy? Frank Vetrano and the Bruins rookies explore L.A. A rough stretch of the ice improves with a win over the Leafs. Why? I don't understand watching these fucking soap operas about your goddamn teams. You know, behind enemy lines or whatever the fuck they're always doing. What do they do that in the NFL? You know, jock itch. What is it? Something like unnecessary roughness. What do they call it? What is that thing? That fucking thing they do on HBO where Rex Ryan's like, hey, we'll beat any fucking team in this fucking league. You know? Then he gets fired. Oh, fuck. Our next game is tomorrow night against the St. Louis Blues. And then on Monday, we play the fucking Blackhawks. Both of those are away games. Then we have the Hurricanes. Then we have the Red Wings. And then we have Ottawa. Fuck. This is fucking unbelievable. Are we going to blow this? Oh, wait a minute. What the fuck was that story about? What we got there? What we got here? Is this some rookie? Why can't you fast forward your way through the goddamn... I don't want to watch episode 12 of rookies sitting on a fucking beach in L.A. talking about hockey. I don't give a shit. I thought they were showing me some new prospect the Bruins have. God knows. But bring them up. We could use them. 9th annual Cuts for a Cause. Everybody gets their head shaved. And hopefully at least, half of 1% will actually go to the fucking cause. Dude, I'm so down on every goddamn charity now. I have to be honest with you. I've done charities my entire fucking career, but I have never seen just the sheer number of charity. There it is. Hey, Bill, you want to talk about comedy? All right, I got to call you back. I'll talk to you in a minute. All right, I'm back. Just knocked out another 2, and I am done. Probably talked politics too much on that last one. Everybody wants to talk politics. I got to tell you, Bill, with all the stuff that's going on in politics, it's got to be a great time to be a comedian. It's like, yeah, no, it really isn't. This one, for some reason, has depressed the shit out of me. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's just, I'll tell you right now, you can take that Donald Trump. You can wad him up in a ball, okay? You stick him right up, who's hoo-ha. You roll her down the street into the fucking garbage bin, all right? And then then you got to take Bernie Sanders, right? And you got to give him that gun that fucking Scarface had at the end of the fucking movie. And then you just got to send him in, You got to send him into one of those banker fucking meetings. And he just comes in. When they're doing the annual international bankers / family picnic, right? So you got everybody there. You got the evil cunt, and then you have the spawn of the evil cunts, and you just got to go in there. I mean, even then, right? What are you going to do? Let's just say we buy into the fairy tale that everybody who's super fucking rich is fucking evil, and then regular people, we're fucking good people. We're then we'll have their level of power. Then we move up, and then we become them, right? And then, what's going to happen. You're going to have power. You're going to have influence. Here come the whores. Oh, here they come, right? Here come the whores. Here comes the temptation. There's the pile of gold. You're supposed to be watching for everybody else. You could do the right thing, or you could go out and get yourself your fucking Bentley, your Lamborghini. You could stay with your wife, or you could start banging a 22-year-old Victoria's Secret model. Decisions... Yeah, it becomes tough, and then it's like an earthquake when the earth splits, right? And your morals are on one side and all the whores and the gold are on the other. And it's very hard, you got to jump over early, or you go too far down. And then it's just, what can you do? You're caught up in it. You're fucking caught up in it, and that's when I actually feel lucky to be a balding, redheaded fuck, because it really keeps me in check. Oh, it's so sad. Anyways, let me do a little fucking read here. When was the last time there was a balding, redheaded fuck, of any influence? I think it's high time a balding, redheaded fuck got a chance to drive the bus, huh? All right, here we go. Oh, our old friends here, ZipRecruiter. Hey, everybody, are you hiring? Are you? Oh, God bless you. Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? You don't? Well, posting your jobs in one place, you know what? Evidently, that isn't enough to find quality candidates. Not these days. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites. Well, how the fuck can you do that? Well, now you can. All right? With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites, including social media networks like the Facebook and the Twitter, all with a single click. That's how you know you're old, when you say right? The Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram. These children are out of control, taking the Molly. Find candidates in any city or industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter. Easy to use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly scan candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. I don't like that person. They're fat and ugly. You keep that under wraps. You're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to say, hey, that person with the dead tooth, that I don't want to look at every day. At the end of the day, they are the best quality candidate, right? All who want to look at it say aye. All who want to fucking hire the hot chick with the titties, hey! Right? For she's a jolly good fellow. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 800,000 businesses. And right now, my listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free. Going to ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. All right, that's it for the reads. That's it for the reads. Cleo, can you get over there and lay down, please, buddy? Can you get over there? Just get over there and lay down. Stop staring at me. Go on, get over there and lay down. Go on. Oh, for God's sakes. Yeah, step on my laptop with your cute web toes. Cleo, get over there. Go on. Oh, you're testing me today. Go on. It's a fucking bed. It's comfortable. You used to be a wolf and you had to sleep outside trying to find a spot that didn't have acorns underneath you? I tell you, this dog, its fucking thing has no respect. I thought I had to go to the bathroom. It doesn't, because I actually, during that radio interview, I went outside and she took a big dump in my backyard that I now have to go pick up with a plastic bag, because that's what a man does in 2016, right? So now I realize that she just wants to come up on the couch. She's all scared, right? You know what? I know there's so many fucking dog lovers out there right now that, nothing would make you feel better than if I fucking brought her up here. All right. Come on, Cleo. Come here. Come on, buddy. Come here. Dog trainer would be pissed right now. You gave in to her. All right. There you go. See that? Look at you. Snug like a bug in the rug. Now you're fine, right? All right. Good kid. Anyways. Yeah, Jesus Christ. So that's all people want to talk about. They just want to fucking talk about politics. And I go, hey, I don't want to talk politics. I'm not paying attention. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't like any of them. And then everybody just, but don't you think? It's all really just talking about Trump and being like, can you fucking believe this guy is still doing it? Nobody talks Hillary. Nobody talks Bernie Sanders. Huh? Is he related to the chicken guy there? He's kind of got the same hair. He's either that or the Oats guy, right? One or the other. Is those nice two fucking hacky references? Did you enjoy those? Oh, Jesus. I got to go to the airport. I have not even packed, and I still have 8 more fucking minutes. I got a needy pit bull sitting in my fucking lap. I have to somehow eat and not become a fat fuck today. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to pack a lunch like a goddamn second grader. I'm going to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with some cheese and crackers and like an apple. And as much as all these fucking weird-looking, shredded 50-year-olds that are spray-tanned out there, those people, and they've gotten their first fucking, can you tuck the parachute under my chin behind my ears? They've had that fucking procedure, so they still have the heart monitor forehead, with the lines going across it, but then, like, their fucking neck, they're looking like, who's a classic fucking, who's got a great, Jesus Christ. I don't know any of the fucking act, classic, the actor face. You know what I mean? Jaw jutting out confidently. The jet black fucking hair. Right? You used to dance in the fountain on Friends. Now you're on OJ. My wife's been watching the shit out of that thing, huh? I can't get into it, I can't get into it because I already know what happens. It's like, yeah, spoiler alert, he's found not guilty. I watched the first one just because I want to see them dramatize whatever he was doing in the back of the Bronco. And I tell you, as much as the tragedy happens, whenever I see clips of that, it always makes me think like, dude, I would love a white full-size Bronco. That's such a badass vehicle. It's big, it's safe. You know what's great about those full-size Broncos back in the day was I've talked about this before. What do you call the middle area between the front two bucket seats, or captain's chairs, I believe they used to call them. What I loved about the console there in the middle, when you open that thing up, that was big enough that if you insulated it, you could throw ice in there and have a 12-packet of Budweiser. They make it so hard to drink and drive and enjoy yourself nowadays. Back in the day, if you had a big truck like that, okay, your biggest problem was what am I going to pee into while I continue driving down the street, taking everybody's life into my hands? I shouldn't even say that. A friend of mine got fucking hit by a drunk driver the other night doing like fucking 90. Her damn car looked like it was torn in half. And I got to tell you, the way they make these fucking cars nowadays, it's amazing. Oh, by the way, so I found more information on the 27 Lincoln Continental. Evidently, it's going to start at like 45 grand or something like that. They're trying to take out the Mercedes-Benz E-Class, and rather than going performance and that, they're trying to go elegance. Like we're a little more, you ride on a cloud over here, as opposed to of a fucking Mercedes-Benz. I don't know if that's the right way to go. But I also talked to the guy who rebuilt my truck, and I called him up. I said, hey, this is the prototype, the concept car. It has the suicide doors. He goes, oh, my God, that looks fucking sick and all that type of shit. And I go, they're not making them that way. He goes, I was like, can you do, if I buy this car and I ship it to you, can you fucking put suicide doors in it? He goes, I got to, he had to look it up. He said, basically, you're making the car a lot more unsafe. You're weakening the overall frame when you take out that middle piece that's between the front and the second and the back door. The B frame fucking post, whatever the fuck he called it. And I'm thinking like, you know what? I haven't been in an accident. I drive like a fucking old man. I can take out the middle fucking, the B-beam post fucking thing, whatever the fuck you call it, right? I feel like it's like, when you have to get a permit, like you can knock down a wall yourself in your house, an interior wall, as long as it's not a load-bearing wall. I feel like that's what I would be knocking out on my Continental. So then I would have like these suicide doors, LED lights, and thing would look fucking sick. And then I would like rear end a smart car, and I'd go through the fucking windshield. Or I'd just go into a spin, and I'd be ejected out those two like cool doors. So I don't know. You would think this day and age, if they wanted to, is that why suicide doors went away? Were they considered not safe? I learned that doing the Seinfeld Comedians in Cars, where I asked him 2 times like an idiot. I go, why can't they make cars that look cool like this anymore? And he basically answered it saying because of the safety regulations are so strict that they're basically creating in such a small space, all of them, that they're all going to kind of look the same. And then we saw another car, and I said, look at that thing. I was like, why can't they make cars like that anymore? And Jerry just went, I already answered that question. I felt like such a fucking dope. Anyways, so, what's funny is I just talked to some people on the radio in St. Louis, and I was telling them how much I was not looking forward to watching my team having to try to get a point or two off of them. That's coming up Friday. And they were like, well, who knows? Maybe when you come out here, St. Louis will be in the playoffs. You can go to a game. And I was like, that was the one happy hockey thought I've had in the last. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I've been so busy that I didn't even notice like the first 3 games that we lost. And also, like I'm not one of those guys that looks at the standings. I just knew we were a 3 seed, so I'm like, all right, so we're in. I'll watch as many games as I can towards the end of the season, and I'll enjoy the first round of the playoffs. I'm going to be sitting there, right? My Budweiser, my little shorty there, right? Little fucking thing of Jameson. I have one of those a period, right? So by the end of it, I'm either like, happy that we won or I just passed out drunk. If we start to lose the game, then I do 2 Budweisers and 2 Jamesons in the third period. Then you fall asleep, and the next day you wake up and you're so fucking hungover, you don't give a shit that you lost. You're just trying to get yourself physically back to where you need to be. That's how I do it. That's the way an alcoholic does it. I don't do that, okay? You fucking literal cunts. Why would somebody do something like that? So anyways, I am going to be in Windsor tomorrow night. Oh, let me read the dates to wrap up the podcast here. Well, the first half of it before we then listen to some Andrew Themelis mood music, and then we move into some of the classic stuff from back in the day, from podcasting back in yesteryear. All right, so I'm going to be at the Coliseum at Caesars. Doesn't that sound impressive? It's probably a 40-seat room. I'm going to be there tomorrow night, April 1st. Oh, April Fools. April 2nd, I'm going to be at the Casino Roma in Rama, Ontario, wherever the fuck that is. Then I'm going to be at TD Place Stadium in Ottawa, Ontario. And then I'm doing the LOL Festival in the Sudbury Arena, Ontario, which is actually it's a minor league hockey arena. The way they, they set it up so you can still do stand-up in it, too. I'm not like fucking center ice. Let's not get crazy here, huh? And then later on this month, the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of April, I'm going to be doing a run. St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Ames, Iowa. I have not been to Iowa since I did the Rich Bitch Tour with Charlie Murphy and Donnell Rawlings way back in the day. And I believe we did one of the Penguins comedy clubs. And that's the last time I was there. I am so excited to go to Iowa in April. The only time I've ever been to Iowa has always been the dead of fucking winter, and all the crops are cut down, and it's like you're walking on the surface of the moon. It's overcast and all of that. And I told you, for the longest time, I was like, how did Slipknot come from out here? Like, my idea, I should say, of what Iowa was. Just beautiful ponytailed girls running through fucking stalks of corn, with their flannel shirts tied off, going, hey, y'all, how you doing? I'm just the girl next door. For some reason, they got a southern accent, apple pies in the window. Like, that's what I pictured. And then you get there, and you're like, oh, my God. Is this what Armageddon looks like? Going to fucking Iowa in the middle of January and February, I'm telling you, you've never seen anything like it. All the crops are cut down. The gray sky meets the barren earth. And you're like, I get it. I get Slipknot. I get meth. I understand madness. I get this. This is fucking insane. So I'm so excited to go there and actually see it when it's lush. And I watch like, wow, these people feed the country. I want to see that. All right? So anyways, looking forward to that. Anyway, so that is the podcast. Can I say anyways one more fucking time? That is the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Have a wonderful weekend, you cunts, and I will talk to you on Monday. And thank you to everybody that's going to come out to the shows here in Canada. Okay? All right. I'll see you. Who's that big goon on Minnesota with that weird last name that has like 3 letter B's and an N in it or some shit? I don't fucking know. Anyways, let's plow ahead with the podcast. This is the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, March 1st. The rent is due. And, I had a hell of a fucking weekend out there in Houston, Texas. I want to thank everybody who came out to the Improv. And I had great shows Friday night that led into Saturday night. And Saturday night, I think I might have had 2 of the best shows I've had in recent memory. They were just, everything sort of clicked. I was sitting in this restaurant, and this is how clean living I am, okay? It's right before 7. I'm having a salad with fucking a chicken breast in it, right? I got my laptop. I'm typing out this fucking script, finishing it up, drinking a glass of water, getting the shit out of the way. And I just remember like just having this feeling like this is what Tony Robbins does. That's how he has that fucking psycho, terminally happy fucking smile on his face, And I don't know, I realized some shit in that moment. I brought it to stage. I started riffing. The whole fucking thing worked. And I recorded it. But the beautiful thing about the universe is when something great happens, something else has to balance it out. Like I get to see Peyton Manning fuck up the Super Bowl, and thus make me feel vindicated, and then 2 weeks later, a crushing fucking overtime loss. It wasn't crushing because they used to beat us by they used to beat us like 7-1. All right? You got to admit, okay? You Canada fucks. Remember that back in the day? It was a joke. Our hockey was a joke. First of all, 90% of the people in the league were all from Canada. Granted, there were only 6 fucking teams, but still. And you guys used to crush us, and now we're breathing down your neck. And you better enjoy that gold medal because I got a feeling that's the last one you're going to be fucking having for a while. How you like that, huh? You wait till fucking next year, buddy. Huh? Can you guys handle that shit talking? All right. Anyways, so twice this weekend, I had incidents with people in the crowd. And both of them were women. And I'm the first to tell you that I do have fucking issues with women. But the first night, I was on stage, and there was this woman right down, I don't know if it's stage left or stage right. From where I'm fucking at, it's stage left. All right? So I think that's the proper terminology. Why the fuck do you guys need to know stage left, stage right? You're in the crowd. You know? I go down to Midas. Do I need to know what fucking wrench they're going to use? I don't need. Okay, so it's stage left, all right? I'm looking down, and this fucking girl, she's talking. Continue on with my jokes. I look down. She's still talking. So finally I say, hey there, sweet tits. Why don't you, what's the problem? What are you talking about? And then she does the usual, you know. I wouldn't say she was attractive. If she was from a small town, she'd be a hottie, you know, just out of percentages. But, so she did the usual, like, what? I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. You know, 10 minutes later, I look back, she's still fucking talking, it gets a little more heated. I basically went to her table about 6 times until I finally told her to shut the fuck up. And then, I don't really even fucking remember. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, she's hammered and she's getting kicked out when I got like 5 minutes left in my show. So she threatened to sue the place and all this type of shit. Now, usually that's the end of the night. You know, the whole crowd is fucking clapping as she's leaving because she's been fucking annoying everybody around them who paid to see the show. All right? So usually that's the end of it. But you know what this psycho did? She actually sent a letter to the Improv, and she tried to pretend that she wasn't herself. She tried to pretend that she was an impartial member of the audience who completely agreed with her and thought that I was a fucking idiot. So I want to read you a little bit of this fucking letter here. To whom it may concern, I attended Bill Burr's first show on Friday, the 26th, and was utterly appalled by his performance. I love comedy. Oh, this is what you always have to do. Whenever you bitch, and you're not there in person, so they can't see what a radiant human being you are, you have to then, after you state your bitch, you then have to fucking show how easygoing you are as a human being. So anyway, she saw my show. She was utterly appalled by my performance. And then she goes, I love comedy. And I certainly expect there to be rudeness, crudity, and what can be offensive topics. That's what comedy is all about. It makes it fun. That being said, okay, now she's established how fucking cool and laid back she is. Back to trashing old fucking howdy doody here. She goes, that being said, Bill Burr took it way too far, and he was quite unprofessional to say the least. While initially there was indeed quite a lot to laugh at. Yeah, that was the part where you were sober, you fucking lightweight. That was the beginning of the show when you weren't fucking on your 9th fucking drink. And you were actually paying attention to the show. So, yeah, initially, there was indeed quite a lot to laugh at. I like this person's trying to write as if it's medieval times. And I should be, like, fucking holding this thing like a goddamn scroll. I know that isn't medieval-ish, but she's doing that biblical thing where she's using extra fucking words to try to sound intelligent. Well, initially, there was indeed quite a lot to laugh at. Instead of being, at first, he was funny. Anyways, the show ended up being a complete disappointment. Okay, this is her complaint here. For at least 30 minutes, he blasphemed God and the name of Jesus Christ. He outright degraded the Catholic religion. All right, now that's complete bullshit. I only blasphemed God, the name of Jesus Christ, and the Catholic religion for about 7 minutes. 30 minutes? What am I, fucking George Carlin? I can't talk about anything for 30 minutes. Maybe you weren't so fucking hammered, you dumb cunt. You know, you'd have a better perception of how much time had elapsed. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's continue.
Although, this is another thing. Another thing where she's pulling this move again. He outright degraded the Catholic religion, although I do not belong to this religion. So now you're supposed to be like, wow, she's not even part of that religion, and even she found it offensive. Have you guys picked up on that on YouTube at all? Like when someone wants to trash Obama, they'll say, like, Obama is the worst president ever. And then they'll write, and I'm a Democrat. You know, like you can prove it either way. Just trying to cut people off the pass before they go, fuck you, you Fox News watching right-wing whatever, you know? Women need to shut the fuck up, and I'm a girl. That dumb shit's okay. So evidently she was offended, and she's not even Catholic. Anyway, she said it was offensive, and what he said went on and on. Again, while this type of thing should be expected, he took it way too far. And there was a young lady who, like I and my friends, was becoming offended. Yeah, of course she was, because she's you fucking psycho. Can you believe that she thinks I'm this fucking stupid? And I know at this point it's probably not obvious to you guys, but wait till I finish the rest of this, all right? I'm probably going to sound like some maniac here, but I don't give a fuck. I said there was a young lady who, like I and my friends, was becoming offended and said a few words to someone at her table. You fucking lying sack of twat. Anyways, he said when he rudely addressed her, that's when I said, hey, lady. I guess lady is rude. Hey, lady, could you do me a favor and maybe look at the show at some point? He said when he rudely addressed her, she told him that she was Catholic. That never happened. He had no apologies or considerations, just utter disrespect. Okay, first of all, she never said that. She never said she was Catholic. And if she did, she said it so quietly that I couldn't hear it. So how the fuck could this random fucking woman in the crowd hear what she said? This fucking thing. It's going to make me mad again. All right, let's continue. After he finally got off that subject, his show just got worse. This is when she's on about her sixth drink. It appeared to my friends and I that he may have been getting heat from some of the audience and that he felt uncomfortable. This may very well be the reason why he continued to pick on the lady. The lady! This is why I'm picking on her. Not because, as I'm doing my act, by the way, I keep looking down and she's getting some sort of martini thing that looks like there's a beer in it. I don't know what the fuck it was. It's one of those chick fucking drinks. You know, like what if we took root beer and stuck a fucking roofie in it? You know, she was drinking those things. Okay, and so now she goes, and this this may very well be the reason why he continued to pick on that lady, even at one point telling her to shut the fuck up. Yeah, I told you to shut the fuck up because you were talking the entire time, you twat. Anyways, this is downright unprofessional. Who said that someone cannot say a few words to people at their table? Do you see how obvious this is that this is the actual fucking woman? Who would give a fuck this much that you would write 3 pages? They were quietly speaking and not making any noise whatsoever. Oh, yet you heard her say that she was Catholic. On the other side of the stage, there was another table talking quite a bit more, and they were louder due to the drinks, yet he did not pick on them. Do you want to... you fucking... All right, let me just fucking relax here. This isn't even funny anymore. Like, I've totally lost... I've lost the whole humor in this. This is fucking making me so mad. They were more disruptive than anything, although he, of course, made jokes about it. All right, there was this table next to me. They were also drinking, but they were more doing that church thing, where I would say something funny and then they were sort of like fucking repeating it. So they were a little bit rowdy, but they were acceptable. This woman, who was fucking out drinking everyone at the other table, had basically essentially her fucking back to me, to the point that if I fucking punched her in the back of the head, I would have got 2 minutes for boarding. Possibly a fucking game misconduct. All right? There's something for you Olympic hockey fucking people. Anyways, let's continue here. Actually, that would be roughing, wouldn't it? Let's say I took the mic stand and I turned it sideways. I could have cross-checked her on the fucking neck. All right, here we go. We are convinced that his wrong demeanor was due to his discomfort after realizing that he had offended some of the audience. In order to justify himself and ease any tension coming from the audience member, he said something along the lines of, "Don't listen to me, I'm just an idiot up here speaking. Pray for me, please." That was obviously a demonstration of his uneasiness. This is how drunk she was. What I was doing was I was telling people in the crowd that if they were religious, that I respected their religion. All right? I just personally don't buy into it, okay? So I'm only stopping right now to say this because I know some of you get so religious, you get so into it that you get so holy that you can actually commit murder. You know, God's using me as a tool of, vengeance. I think that was the line I used. I said, okay, you shouldn't be getting mad at me. You should pray for me to help me see the light. And everyone got a huge fucking laugh about it, okay? And this lady is basically, I can't wait to email her back. I don't know. I've flip-flopped 100 times in my head what I was going to say. You know, I just can't wait to, I think I'm just going to write back something really quickly. Like, Ruth, you actually pretending to not be the dumb drunk bitch in the crowd is one of the funniest things I've ever read. Something to that effect. Basically, let her know that I know that it's her. And I'll see you next year at the Improv, you cunt. Anyways, I'm very surprised that this is where she tries to... This is where she tries to get me banned from the club. I'm very surprised that your club hosted this comedian. It was a true disappointment. I am embarrassed, as I was the one who suggested the Improv when my friends and I were planning on seeing a comedy show. I do hope that you will consider not having this comedian back, as he gives your club a bad name. If this had been my first time to the Improv, I never would have returned. You might consider hiring some local talent. There are several good comedians in the area. We are good friends with one of them. If you like his name, I'll be happy to give it. All right. As for the lady who we picked on, she and her table were unjustifiably asked to leave. There was no grounds on having them escorted from the show right in the middle of it. That's how drunk she was. She got escorted out 50 minutes into my 1-hour set, and she's like she was escorted out in the middle of it. Do you understand how drunk this woman was? I talked about Jesus for 30 minutes. No, actually, it was 7 minutes. I was escorted out in the middle. No, you were actually escorted out 50 minutes into the show when you were on your fucking 6th drink, you drunk cunt. There were no grounds on having them escorted from the show right in the middle of it. Again, they were not being disruptive at all. This impartial person just wants to keep talking about how innocent this fucking lady is that she never met. If it hadn't been for Bill Burr picking on them, no one would have even noticed them. Can't you tell this is just the fucking drunk argument they had in the crowd and in the car on the ride home? The loud table on the other side, though, is the one that took away attention from his show. I do understand that it is private property and that anyone can be asked to leave at any time, but this was wrong to do. This was a wrong time to do it. I personally believe that she should receive an apology from the Improv, but mostly from Bill Burr. That's clearly not my call, just a thought. What a fucking... I don't know. Did I take too long reading that fucking thing? There you go. You want to be a stand-up comedian, that's what the fuck you have to deal with. She's actually like a total fucking control freak, and what happened that night was she completely lost on all levels. You know, it's weird. You become like a part-time psychologist as you're breaking down the crowd as a comedian, and she sat at the power position at the table. The table is at like a fucking, we'll say like a 30-degree angle coming in, stage left. This is going to get technical. All right, you fucks, don't leave me here. She didn't sit at like the chair furthest away. If you sit furthest away, everybody you're at the table with has the back of their head to you. So then when you want to fucking talk, it's a difficult time. What she did was not only did she sit in the first chair, she sat on the first chair closest to me. So all she had to do was turn around. She had the whole fucking table's attention. And when she stood up, when she went to leave, her whole table stood up like a bunch of fucking minions. You know, like you remember that dude who used to carry the fucking umbrella for Puffy? That's how they all got up. It was pathetic. And people like that surround themselves with fucking weak people like that because any normal person, think about that. All you guys listening right now, if your buddy was being a drunk fucking asshole and got booted from the club, would you get up and leave? Immediately stand up like the fucking general just got up? I mean, I guess maybe you would because you'd be, okay, he's drunk. Maybe he's going to go fucking walk out and pee on a cop or something, I guess maybe. I don't know. Anyways, before I email her back, what do you guys think I should write back? And come up with something clever other than calling her a cunt like I did. I think I'm going to write back something to the effect that I realized that it was her. And I don't know. I don't fucking know. Was that just a big waste of time? Should I not have been bothered with all of that? I don't know. And I had another incident with another fucking person. I don't know. I have issues with beautiful women. I really do. This is actually a bit I want to do on stage, and maybe I'll do part of it for you here. The basic idea. I don't respect them on a certain level. I feel like I had to do something to achieve in life. All they had to do was basically, they were born beautiful. It's really not an accomplishment. I guess you go to the gym, you stay beautiful. Past a certain age, it is an accomplishment, I guess. But, I don't know. In order as a guy to get around beautiful women, you have to accomplish all this shit in life. And all they have to do to get to where the fuck you're at after accomplishing all this shit is basically take a shower and feather their hair back like Farrah Fawcett, and they're in the fucking VIP. I also don't like them because I don't know. If they're smart, they're absolutely stunning. Though I have to admit that. But if they're dumb, it's like you got a Lamborghini, but you find out it has a 4-cylinder in it, or even worse, my fucking hybrid. Did that make any fucking sense? They have that one default emotion, oh my God, and they give 58 different reads. If they see something cute, like a little puppy, they're like, oh my God. If you do something sweet for them, oh my God. You do something that they fucking hate, oh my God. Fucking idiots. They got 3 words floating around in there, and they're in VIP, Somebody said, was actually saying, like, I was trying to figure out why I was finding these fucking women so attractive, other than the obvious, that they were good-looking women. This guy actually said, hey, Bill, beside the obvious, hot women vigorously scrubbing the floor. I really set that up bad. He's saying this is why men find women curlers attractive. I just blew that joke. He said, besides the obvious, hot women vigorously scrubbing the floor. Dude, you so deserved a huge laugh on that, and I just fucked you out of it. Sorry about that. Anyways, he says, I have figured out why we love watching this so much. When they release that stone, the way they let it slide out of their hand is reminiscent of the way a skillful woman releases your cock after delivering a massive hand job. First of all, I hope you're a surfer, because that's the only reason why I'm... Totally massive hand job, bro. A fucking massive hand job. Or maybe you just have a fucking bit. Or maybe you have a fat cock. I don't know. So anyways, she goes, they don't drop it. Don't push it. Just let it slide out naturally as I go to sleep with my boxes around my ankles. Oh, I forgot. That was creepy. I know why I read it. I was supposed to just read the beginning joke because I thought the joke was fucking great. I forgot the fucking picture in his... Ugh. Guys with those fucking insect-looking legs. Some guys' legs look like insects with that fucking hair all over them. Skinny fucking legs. We're a mess. Fucking mess. Like praying mantis legs. Anyways, a long time ago I talked about unacceptable. This is when the podcast sucks, when I'm just plowing from fucking topic to topic and there's just no sort of, no segue other than dead silence. Somebody used to do a Bob Dole impression. Like, I don't fucking, it's just the worst. Can I tap out at this fucking point? 37 minutes in. Bad wedding stories. Hey, Bill. I've been listening to your podcast since the beginning. Decided it was about time I emailed you and told you how much I enjoy it. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get to the marriage thing. Okay, I got a marriage story. When I was 23, I was dating a girl and she got pregnant. dude. Okay, so we decided to get married. Okay, stupid fucking move number 2. Even though a month before this, I was thinking about dumping her ass. Stupid mistake number 3. Actually, that was the smart move. That was the 3-card Monty right there. Don't knock her up. Don't fucking marry her. Wait, knock her up, marry her, dump her ass. You know, which one had the marble? You fucked up. All right, so all the plans are made. Our families meet each other. Okay, just because I, had to do that stupid 3-card Monty joke in a desperate attempt to try to be remotely funny at this point. You know what it was? I have a blue windscreen this week. I'm going to blow that. I'm going to blame it on that one. My fucking dog ate the orange one, so I'm going to blame it on the blue windscreen. Anyway, so basically this guy's 23 years old. He knocks up this fucking girl. He decides to get married, even though he thought about dumping her a month before. So anyway, so all the plans are made. Families meet each other. Invitations are sent out. All that bullshit. So 3 days before the wedding, I'm watching some stupid movie where this guy tells his other guy that his dad told him before his wedding, it's never too late to change your mind. To which his friend says, but you're not married. And I guess that's a laugh. So anyways, so taking this as a sign from God that I just happened to be watching this movie, I cancel the wedding. Great fucking move. All right. Which, suffice to say, brought a shitstorm into my life. The worst part is that I actually felt so bad, I married the chick 3 months later. Oh, dude, you were out. You were fucking out. So basically, I was a pussy. Yeah, but dude, that's a hard thing. You were dealing with a lot of shit at 23. Your parents were crying. She was knocked up. Yeah. I wouldn't say you were a pussy. You gave in to peer pressure. Anyways, we were married for 7 years, with every year being worse than the year before. So we're divorced. So we're divorced now, so I guess I should have gone with my gut. To wrap this up, I got a little gripe with chicks. My ex used to ask me when the marriage was going down if I could go back, would I not meet her? Which I would say, fuck yeah. I would avoid you like the plague. Which she would say, but at which point she would say, but you wouldn't have our 2 kids. Don't you love them? And then he would say, yeah. But then I'd say, but I would never have met you, so I would have never had the kids. So in that scenario, the kids aren't even a thought. This, of course, would lead to a huge fight about my lack of caring. Moral to the story, don't use logic when talking to chicks. All right. That's actually not the moral to the story. What it is you got to think how women think. Which, if you're lucky, at some point when you're 90, you'll understand 10% of what the fuck is going on in that brain. Basically, when she's asking you that, she was asking that, I would guess, one of 2 reasons. One, she was insecure that, you knocked her up and then you married her and, you were going to marry her, then you broke it off and then you fucking married her. Believe it or not, I'm sure that's not how she dreamed of getting married. She probably dreamed of meeting her soulmate, and they were so hopelessly in love that everyone in the crowd had tears in their eyes, for they never found a love so as great as theirs. She could have been thinking that, and she wanted you to reassure her, or she probably was just banging you, and didn't want to fucking marry you and didn't think that you were the one either, and all of a sudden she got knocked up. And she's probably sitting there looking at the side of your fucking head one morning as you're eating pancakes, trying to find where in the world she loves you. On what fucking level? Just watching your temples going in and out as you're chewing, just fighting that fucking urge to slam a toaster over your fucking head. Just wondering, how the hell did I end up with this fucking guy? Why did I say yes to this guy? Why did I let him fucking drop a fucking load in me? What is wrong with me? And just trying to make the fact that you had these 2 kids justice enough, That's what the fuck was probably going on. But, I don't know, dude. You didn't really talk about how much of a nightmare the wedding was. That was the meat of the story there, I think. You had the beginning and the end. But what are you thinking as she's coming down the aisle? What is your family thinking? You knocked her up and then you dumped her, and then you're like, oh, fuck it, I'll marry her anyways, and you're only 23. They know you don't want to do it. Those weren't tears of joy, my friend. You know, what are you thinking as you're up there? You know? Was your cummerbund like wringing wet with flop sweat as you were standing up? I can't imagine that. Has anybody ever just ran out the side door? Because I can definitely see like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. How do I get out of this shit? And then just in a panic when they start. And everybody's turning around looking. Where is she? Why the fuck didn't I have some wedding music underneath this? Would have been hilarious if I fucking prepared. You know, you're looking for the bitch. Where the fuck is she? And then she comes around the corner, and you're trying to make yourself love her. And she comes around the corner, and you just see that fucking face. And you see those eyebrows that you know are going to be touching by the time she's 40. And you just fucking run out the side door in those cheap tuxedo bowling shoes. And you know what I mean? And you're in such a fucking panic. You know there's no way that you're going to be able to get your car keys out in time, get them into the door, open the door, lock the door, and get in there. And it's like people are going to be coming out, running out of the church like some fucking zombie movie as you're trying to get your car started. I mean, the move there is if anybody does that, don't go to your car. You keep running. Okay? Most people get married in the suburbs. So head for a wooded area. All right? Go online, learn how to turn your fucking cummerbund into a tent. Hang out there for a couple of days. Let shit cool off. Grow a beard. Come back to town, get some provisions. At that point, you'll be so fucking filthy, you're just another homeless guy wearing a suit. You know what I mean? Just let her forget all about you. Then maybe they'll think that you're mentally ill. And then, one day you just show up on your mother's front steps and she faints. Her dad catches you and punches you in the face because he's a former Marine. You know, haven't we all seen this movie? I'm trying to say run out the fucking door. Run out the fucking door if you're in that situation. If you're in that situation. All right, Bill, long-time listener, first-time writer. I got a wedding story to tell you. I'm 23 years old. Another 23-year-old. Here's one for you. Don't go to a wedding or get married at 23. They all seem to have bad stories. I've been to a few weddings, and let me start by saying in this story, it wasn't actually a wedding I witnessed. It was a Wiccan hand fastening. Okay, now for those of you not familiar with the Wiccan religion, I just want to state at this point, neither am I. I can't remember if that's the one that actually has all those pagan symbols that, you know, the Catholic Church then said that they were devil signs according to the fucking Rosetta Stone or whatever that fucking movie was. I read the book too. What the fuck was the name of that? Da Vinci Code. Whatever. It was called a Wiccan hand fastening. And I know that because my sister didn't invite people to her wedding, she invited them to her hand fastening. That's why he knew it was a Wiccan hand fastening and not a wedding. Because she said, I'd like to invite you to my hand fastening. Jesus Christ. He said, if you're 41 and you still don't know what a hand fastening is, congratulations. Thank you, because I didn't. So anyways, he goes, I'm 17 at the time. My sister's 23 or 24. We both still lived with our parents. Her boyfriend, an unemployed alcoholic living off money his mom left him when she died. Huh? There you go, ladies. There you go. You don't have to settle for less when there's guys like him out there. The fuck am I? Why didn't I make this type bigger? Jesus, what a flop this podcast is. So anyways, so this fucking alcoholic was over for dinner one night. He tapped his fork on the glass a few times to get everyone's attention. We were 3 feet from him. And immediately my stomach knotted up because I knew this moron was about to say something stupid. I gotta admit, you guys are fucking funny writers, man. Some really talented people listen to this fucking podcast. You guys write better than I do. Anyways, basically, he announced his engagement to my sister in front of my mom and dad, pulled out 2 onyx rings, and they put them on each other's middle fingers. You know, I went to the Onyx Strip Club in Houston last night. How funny is that? Anyways, it was dead silent, and the look of repressed horror on my mom's face was unmistakable. It was so awkward, so I just started clapping going, yay, quietly because nobody else joined in. Oh, that's great. Is that your role in the family? You're the person who always tries to make it better? Ah, God bless you. Anyways, it was just dead silence and my sister and her boyfriend kissing each other like everything was fine. A few months later, I found out they were financing those rings and going into payments on them every week. My sister's collecting child support, and neither of them have a job, and they are financing onyx hand fastening rings. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I can't believe there's more to this story. All right, here we go. Fucking knee deep. I got to go the rest of the way. All right, anyway, so it finally gets to their hand fastening day, and they're doing the ceremony right on Newport Beach. It's in the middle of the day on Sunday in the summer. They didn't reserve a piece of beach or anything. They just showed up and go, hey, let's have the wedding here. The family we had... I got to sit close to the damn screen. I can't read anymore. The family we have near the beach mostly all showed up. Oh, the people who live near the beach mostly showed all up. There were about 30 or 40 of us. None of us are dressed in beach clothes. Half of them are in suits and dresses. There are no chairs. There's not even an altar. Everybody's just standing around hot and they can't sit down because there's no chairs and they don't want to ruin their clothes. My sister shows up in an all-black gown with a veil. The boyfriend is wearing like a tux with his face painted like one of the Misfits, kind of like a skeleton face. Jesus Christ. Sounds like the episode of The Office. Anyways, they don't do any traditional wedding stuff. They just go right up front of the crowd with their Wiccan priest or whatever. The Wiccan priest is basically just a friend of theirs. He reads a bunch of stuff from a book in some other language. My sister and the boyfriend are responding in some other language. Nobody has any idea what's going on. Then all of a sudden the boyfriend pulls out this crazy-looking knife with a what? A hilt? I don't even know what that is. Uses it to cut my sister's veil, then pokes the end of it into his finger until he's bleeding. He sticks the knife into the sand and wraps his bloody hand around my sister's neck while they kiss. The stoned hippie priest holds up his book and says something loud in that different language. I assume it was the equivalent of, I now pronounce you husband and wife. I'm sure being a comedian, you've heard the sound of 50 people gasping simultaneously. Family members in suits and dresses are just walking away at this point. A lifeguard saw what the boyfriend did with the knife, called a cop, and the day ended prematurely with him getting cuffed and driven away in a police cruiser. Jesus Christ. Anyways, thanks for the podcast. I really enjoy it. Jesus Christ. How about a fucking round of applause for that story? All right. I think I have to read up on the Wiccan religion. You know, one thing I did like about that, I did like the fact that they just showed up and just decided to have a wedding, and they avoided all those other costs. Because I wanted to say halfway through that, like, you know, they didn't reserve that piece of the beach or anything. And I was thinking, like, well, you never had to back in the day. You know what I mean? You just fucking had a wedding. It wasn't like $9 zillion fucking dollars. It didn't matter where you were, but I guess you have to do that now because there's 9 zillion people. And bankers run the fucking world. Hey, speaking of that, somebody sent me an email the other day. Evidently, Europe elected a president. Do you hear that? Europe elected a president. Not England, not France, Europe. The entire continent now has a fucking president. Has one guy in charge of all of them. See that? Just like those 3D TVs that are only a few months away. That New World Order is going to be available right down at the Best Buy. Coming soon. Coming fucking soon. If you go on to read about the bailout, Rolling Stone has a great article. And usually I try to stay away from their politics because they're so brutally to the left. It's fucking ridiculous. They never trash Democrats, or when they do, it's so like light-handed. They're just doing it just because they trashed Republicans so bad. They're trying to show that they're fair and balanced like those other fucking maniacs. Fox News actually has a store now when you go through the airport, which I think is hilarious. They sell water and that type of shit. So, I don't know. There's gonna be one fucking news channel. There's gonna be one president and one fucking currency of money, and you better do what they say, or that's gonna be the end of it, my friends.